All right, so you want to talk self-control.
Let's do it.
All right, so you want to talk self-control.
Let's do it.
I think everybody's at least a little curious about, like, how much this whole willpower thing really impacts our lives.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've all had those moments where we're like, I wish I would just, like, resisted that extra slice of cake. Or if I could only focus on this project instead of checking my phone every 5 seconds. So today, we're diving deep into this whole idea.
Yeah.
And, we're going all the way back to this pretty famous experiment.
Okay.
The marshmallow test.
Oh, yeah, the marshmallow test.
You've probably heard about it, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, who doesn't love the idea of little kids and a plate full of marshmallows?
Exactly. It's adorable.
Yeah.
But behind all that cuteness, there's this brilliant psychologist, Walter Mischel.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically used this really simple experiment to unlock these profound insights into how our ability to resist temptation actually shapes our future.
Like literally shapes the course of our life.
Right. Seriously, it's mind-blowing. So today, we're going to unpack Mischel's work.
Okay.
We're going to look at his hot and cool brain system theory, which is super fascinating.
It is.
And most importantly, we're going to figure out what it all means for us, like in our everyday lives.
So we're going to give people some actual takeaways they can use.
Absolutely. Actionable advice on how to boost your self-control, whether it's resisting that second slice of cake or, finally tackling that big project you've been putting off.
Love it.
So let's start with the marshmallow test itself. Like, paint us a picture, set the scene. What exactly did Mischel do?
All right, so picture this. You walk into a room.
What?
It's a pretty plain room. You got a table, a chair, and here's the kicker, a plate piled high with these fluffy, white, totally irresistible marshmallows.
Oh, man.
I know. Now bring in a bunch of 4- and 5-year-olds, each one facing this delicious dilemma.
Okay, so we got these kids staring down a plate of marshmallows.
Exactly. And they have a choice. Indulge in the sweet treat right now, or hold out for the promise of 2 marshmallows later.
Talk about temptation.
I know. And the reactions. Oh, man. Some of them just couldn't resist. That marshmallow was gone in a flash.
Yeah, instant gratification.
But it's really fascinating.
What's that?
How the other kids coped.
Yeah, how'd they resist those fluffy little devils?
We're talking some serious willpower strategies at play here. I mean, we're talking 4- and 5-year-olds.
No kidding. What kind of strategies are we talking about?
Well, some of them turned away, like they were trying to pretend that marshmallow didn't exist.
Out of sight, out of mind, huh?
Exactly. Others covered their eyes. Maybe they were trying to block out the temptation altogether.
I can't see it. It's not there.
Right. And then there were those who, get this, stroked the marshmallow like it was a little pet.
Ah.
Almost as if they were trying to tame the urge.
That's amazing.
It really is. It shows just how much, even at that young age, we have this innate desire to master our impulses.
Okay, so we've got these kids. They're battling the marshmallow temptation. Some give in. Some use these amazing little strategies to resist.
Right.
But this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Mischel didn't stop there. He didn't just, do this cute experiment and call it a day.
I didn't.
No. He actually followed these kids.
Followed them, like, for how long?
For decades.
Decades.
Wow. And the findings are honestly mind-blowing.
Okay, I gotta know. What happened? Did resisting that marshmallow actually make a difference in their lives?
Oh, it absolutely did. The kids who waited longer for those 2 marshmallows, they went on to achieve some pretty incredible things.
Like what?
Well, they had higher grades in school.
Okay.
They were more likely to go to college.
Wow.
They had healthier lifestyles, better stress management skills.
Seriously,
Right.
All from delaying gratification as a 4-year-old.
It's crazy, right?
It is. That's powerful.
I know. It turns out learning to delay gratification, it's not just about marshmallows. It's about building this incredible resilience, this ability to prioritize long-term goals over immediate pleasure. And those skills, well, they're essential for pretty much everything in life.
That makes total sense. I mean, think about it. Every day we're bombarded with temptations, distractions. Being able to resist those, to stay focused on what really matters, that's how we achieve our goals, build healthy relationships, live a fulfilling life.
Absolutely. But, okay, I have to ask.
What's that?
How does this actually work in the brain? What's going on up there that makes some of us better at resisting temptation than others?
All right, so this is where Mischel's hot and cool system theory comes in. And it's actually pretty simple to grasp.
Yes, lay it on me.
Imagine a constant tug of war happening in your brain.
Okay.
On one side, you've got the hot system. This guy is fueled by emotions, driven by those immediate rewards that I want it now feeling. It's basically your limbic system firing up saying, give me that marshmallow.
Okay, the impulsive side.
Right. But then on the other side, you've got the cool system. This is the voice of reason.
Okay.
It's located in your prefrontal cortex. It thinks long term, weighs the consequences, helps you stick to your goals. It's basically saying, hold on, if you wait, you'll get 2 marshmallows.
So it's a battle between instant gratification and long-term planning.
Exactly. Now, the good news is the cool system isn't fixed. We can actually train our prefrontal cortex to be stronger.
Really?
It's like working out a muscle.
So we can actually get better at resisting temptation.
Absolutely. It's not always easy, but it's totally possible.
Okay, so I have to ask, how do we actually train our cool system? Like, what are some practical tips?
Well, Mitchell suggests a super helpful technique called if-then plans.
If-then plans.
Yeah. It's all about anticipating those tempting situations and having a pre-planned strategy in place, like a game plan for your willpower.
Okay, I like it. So how does it work?
It's really simple. You identify the trigger, the situation that usually leads you to give in to temptation, and then you decide beforehand what you'll do instead.
Okay, so an example.
Sure. Let's say you're craving chocolate after dinner every night. Your if-then plan could be, if I want chocolate after dinner, then I'll have a cup of herbal tea instead.
Oh, I get it. So you're basically replacing the bad habit with a good one.
Exactly. Or, let's say you're constantly checking your phone while you're trying to work.
Oh, that's me.
Your plan could be, if I reach for my phone, then I'll take 3 deep breaths and refocus on my work.
Okay, that's a good one. So by having these if-then plans, you're basically taking the decision-making out of the moment of temptation.
Exactly. You're automating your response. So when that urge hits, you don't have to think, should I resist? Should I give in? You already have a plan.
That makes a lot of sense. But what if I slip up?
It happens.
What if I have my if-then plan, but I still end up grabbing that chocolate bar?
Well, first of all, don't beat yourself up.
Right.
Everyone slips up sometimes. The important thing is to get back on track.
Okay, how do you do that?
Remind yourself of your if-then plan.
Okay.
And next time, try to identify what went wrong.
So you can adjust your strategy.
Exactly. It's all about learning and adapting.
So we've got our if-then plans in place. We're ready to battle those temptations.
Right.
But let's be real. Sometimes those urges are strong.
Oh, they can be intense.
It's like overwhelming.
Absolutely.
So what do we do then?
Well, remember those clever kids in the marshmallow test? They were onto something.
What do you mean?
They instinctively used what Mitchell calls distancing and distraction.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So distancing is all about putting some space between you and the temptation.
Like physically moving away from it.
Exactly. If that bread basket is calling your name at dinner, move it out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Or if you're tempted to online shop, close those browser tabs.
So make it harder to access the temptation.
Yeah. And then there's distraction.
Okay.
Engage in something else that you enjoy, something that takes your mind off the temptation.
So if you're craving sweets, maybe go for a walk, listen to some music, read a book.
Exactly. It's about redirecting your attention, shifting your focus.
This is reminding me of those kids in the marshmallow test, like the ones who were covering their eyes or stroking the marshmallow.
Absolutely. They were intuitively using these techniques.
That's so cool.
And here's another trick. Mitchell calls it cooling the hot stimulus.
Cooling the hot stimulus.
Yeah, it's basically a way of mentally reframing the temptation, making it less appealing.
Okay, how do you do that?
Well, let's say you're staring down a decadent dessert.
Uh-huh.
Picture a swarm of ants on it.
Ew. Okay, not so appealing anymore.
Exactly. It sounds silly, but it works.
I can see how that would help.
You're basically changing your perception of the temptation, weakening its hold on you.
So it's not just about willpower. It's about mindset, too.
Exactly. As Mitchell brilliantly put it, if you change how you think about a temptation, its impact on what you feel and do changes.
That's a powerful quote.
It really is. It highlights the importance of our thoughts and beliefs in shaping our behaviors.
Yeah. So we've talked about the marshmallow test, the hot and cool brain system, if-then plans, distancing, distraction, and even this cool mental trick of cooling the hot stimulus.
We've covered a lot.
We have. But, you know, this isn't just about resisting marshmallows or dessert.
Oh, absolutely not. This applies to every area of our lives.
Every area.
Think about it. Procrastination, sticking to a budget, achieving fitness goals, building healthy relationships, even breaking bad habits.
Okay, I see your point.
All of these involve self-control.
It's about managing our impulses, making choices that align with our long-term goals, even when it's tough.
Exactly.
So let's bring this back to our listeners for a second.
Okay.
Think about your own life.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to achieve something, anything, when you can resist those tempting distractions?
Oh, absolutely.
That's the power of self-control that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's not some magical ability that some people have and others don't. It's a skill.
A skill that can be learned and strengthened.
Exactly. So here's a question for you listening right now. What's one area in your life where stronger self-control would make a big difference?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Is it finally finishing that project you've been putting off?
Yeah.
Sticking to a budget? Reaching a fitness goal?
Could be anything.
Whatever it is, choose one of these techniques that we've talked about today.
Yeah.
The if-then plans, the distancing, the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a try.
And you know what? Here's one final thought-provoking idea.
Okay, I'm listening.
Studies show that even just imagining yourself using these self-control strategies beforehand can make them more effective when you're actually faced with the temptation.
Why? Why is that?
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize yourself successfully resisting that urge, feeling that sense of accomplishment.
Some mental rehearsal for willpower.
Exactly. It might sound a little out there, but give it a try. It might just give your willpower the boost it needs.
That's amazing. I love that.
It's all about harnessing the power of our minds.
So to wrap things up, remember, you have the power within you to strengthen that cool system.
Mm-hmm.
Master your impulses and achieve your goals.
Absolutely.
It all starts with a single step, a single choice. Good luck out there.
You got this.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive. See you then.
See you, lol.